yoga. We're gonna start standing today, so get on your mats and get your feet about hip width apart. You know, not ladies hip width. We like to do this. We think this is hip width. We're like, we got our big birthing hips or whatever, but no, hip width below your hips, nice and strong. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes or lower your gaze. Just take 1 or 2 deep, clearing breaths. Letting go of whatever was getting you going before you got on the mat. Good. You can open your eyes if you want. I know standing with your eyes closed can be a bit uncomfortable. Let's take our hands and we're going to deep inhale, arms up. Exhale, bowing forward. Bend your knees. Do whatever it is that is comfortable for your back and your hamstrings right now. Don't overdo it. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bow forward. Bend knees all the way down. Inhale up. And exhale, bring your hands to your side, but keep your body upright. Good. Let's bring our arms to T. Hello, Lola. So we have our arms straight out, left and right, and we're gonna have one palm up. Yep. And we're gonna reach, keeping our feet really rooted down, right? We're gonna reach out to the right. If your right hand is palm is up. And then we're gonna go to the other side. And let's go with our breath, yeah? So let's exhale on the stretch out. Inhale, come to center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other side. So do it at your breath. And we're getting a nice stretch in our side bodies. You can really find some rotation in your shoulder. I hear my shoulder crunching and popping, so it's not painful, but you can really get some movement there. So find what feels good. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Come back to center, bring your hands down, and let's do some shoulder rolls. So I want you to focus on really every class, but keep thinking about it. I'll try to remind you that our movements are like you're moving through molasses, right? So you're not just like shoulder rolling. This is not it. We're finding the depth and giving ourselves resistance. And kind of, there's a grace behind it, right? And this allows you to tune in to what's really happening and to be real deliberate in your movements. Okay. Let's go, inhale, arms up again. Exhale, bow forward. Take that nice big bend in your knees. Let's walk our feet a little wide, a little wider than hip, so that kind of natural, when we ask ladies to go hip width, this is our natural thought, right? So this is, we've got a forward fold, our knees are bent, and let's just sway right and left. Opening up the backs of our legs and our lower back. Not overdoing it because our bodies are not warmed up. Good. So try this. So you're going to keep one leg straight and kind of shift over to the other one. This one might bend a little bit and then go to the other side, and you kind of swim back and forth, straightening one leg and then the other. You're getting a little stretch in the insides of your legs. Good. Come back to center. Take a little bend in your knees, or quite a bit of a bend in your knees. You're in a bit of a squat here. right? But it's assisted. My fingertips are down. My back is straight. Take some inhales and exhales. Let's inhale and bring our tummies up, arching up. Exhale down, shoulders down, tummy down. It's a small movement. Keep going with your breath, just a couple times. Kind of this little cat and cow, right? But we're squatting. Good. Walk our hands down, bring our knees to the mat. Knees are wide, right? They're a bit wider than normal. You can widen them out even more if you want. Keep walking all the way out. Get a nice froggy stretch. Shoulders are low, away from our ears. Let's walk our hands a little bit to the right. Ooh, get that left leg, feeling it. And then we'll walk over to the left side. Be nice to yourself. Don't overdo it. Let's push back, sit back. We are in a kind of a wide knee child's pose. I'm gonna get on the mat here so you can see me. So we're in child's pose, knees are wide, hands are out in front of us and active. So we're lifting through our armpits and our elbows, straight arms, kind of pushing back. Trying to send our butts to our heels. Taking some deep breaths. Good. Let's come up to all fours, knees underneath. So I narrowed my knees in just a bit. They were wide, right? And we'll do some cat-cows here. So we're gonna start with an inhale, chest out. Exhale, pull your tummy in, pull all the way back. Maybe you can push back a little bit. Inhale forward, chest out, cow. Exhale back, cat. One more, inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. Our toes are curled under. We're gonna push back, downward dog. So our downward dog is a modest dog right now. It's not all crazy. Probably some bend in the knees, maybe a little pedaling. Good. Just find what feels good here. You're looking for a nice neutral spine. So sometimes I like to push into it and get a big back bend, and usually my knees are bent when I'm doing this. That's great, but our normal, what we're striving for in a down dog is a kind of a neutral spine. So we don't have an arching up and we don't have an arching down. It's nice and neutral. Okay. Let's roll forward, lifting through our heels and our butt and then our back, and we're rolling all the way forward into plank, dropping our knees down. You can undo your toes if you'd like, lower down. Good, hands underneath our shoulders, bringing our shoulders back behind us and lowering them from our ears. We're gonna lift up, inhale and exhale down. Let's do it again, inhale up, exhale down. So again, we're finding that nice molasses movement, right? So anything we're doing, we're creating this deep flowy resistance thing happening. So when we come up, we're coming up nice and slow and fluid-like, right? And back down. Good. Let's curl our toes under, push up first. I'm leaving my knees down for now. Lift the knees up, push back, downward dog. Good, pedaling our feet. Let's take our right leg, lift it up behind us. And we're just kind of focusing just for a moment on our form. So my hips right now are not wide open. They're square to the mat. My foot is flexed and it's like it's standing on the wall behind me. I'm pushing through both hands, pulling my shoulders away from my ears. Probably a little bit annoyed right now that we're still in a one-legged dog. You're good. All right, we're gonna shift forward, keeping this leg elevated. We're shifting forward into plank. Ooh. And pushing back. One-legged dog. Good. Let's roll forward one more time. And then we're gonna, very controlled, bring this leg all the way up, all the way up, all the way up until it is between our hands. If we gotta grab it, pull it up, that's what we do. So my hands, I'm on my knuckles. You don't have to be. You might be on blocks if you have blocks, fingertips, whatever works for you. Let's bring our knee down, unravel our toes so that the tops of our feet are on the mat. And let's just shift forward a bit. Whew, feeling the opening in that hip. And then push back. Flex the foot up. And back forward. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. Come back forward. We're going to curl our back toes under, lift our back knee up, plant our left hand, turn towards our right knee, opening up a little bit. Get a little bit of a twist here. Have our hands up. They could be on your sacrum. My foot is flat right now. Good. Plant the hand. Take our left leg, step all the way forward, bringing the foot down below the right foot, the left foot below the right foot, and we are in forward fold. Let's swing little bits left and right. I love, my calves are, honestly, they're super meaty for my body, and they take a lot of the work from my days, from running or whatever, and so this, man, I feel it in all parts of my calves. It feels really good. Good. Bending the knees. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Bow forward. Good. Let's take our right leg. Step it all the way back. Left leg. Step all the way back. And we're in downward dog. Pedaling with our feet. Let's take our toes and we're going to point them to the right. We're going to put most of our weight on our left hand, right? Like we could lift this one. And I'm bending in my knees and I'm pushing away. It's like my legs are pulling my torso that way while my arm is pulling it up towards my head, and I'm getting this massive stretch here through my back. Good. Come back to downward dog. Left leg up behind. Standing on the back wall. Hips are square. Pushing through our hands, our forefingers and our thumbs. Feeling our shoulders nice and engaged. Straight back as much as we can. We're not lifting our legs so much that our hips open. They're staying square. Okay. Now we're going to roll forward, keeping this left leg up. rolling all the way forward into plank, hovering, and push back. Do it again, hover. And then nice and controlled, we're gonna bring this left leg all the way up, bring it all the way, drop it between your hands. Good. We're gonna lower our back knee to the mat, uncurl your toes, and shift ourselves forward. Big old stretch in our hip flexors, and then back. Heel flexes, straight back as much as we can. My back's probably not super straight. Come forward, inhale, exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back. Good, come back forward. We're gonna curl our back toes under, lift our back knee, plant our right hand, and turn to the left. So the hand can be up, reaching up, turning our torso up towards the ceiling, engaging our right glute, or a hand might be here on our sacrum, whatever feels better to you. Bring our hand back down, and we're going to push off with our right leg, bringing our right leg up to the top of the mat next to our left foot. Bring it down. Good, and we're going to sway back and forth. Keeping our feet firmly planted on the mat. You can almost imagine kind of using your feet muscles to pull the mat up into the arches of your feet. I like to have my feet flexed with my toes kind of loose. That works for me. But you're active. You're doing things. Good. Let's take a bend in the knees just a little bit, so we can take our left leg, bring it all the way back, and then our right leg all the way back. Downward dog. Take a deep inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Do it again. And this time, let's inhale and kind of arch up. And as we exhale, push your feet down, heels towards the mat, feeling behind your knees, talking to you. Good. Right leg up behind you. This time we're gonna open up, but my leg is straight. So I have this wide, kind of starry-legged thing happening. Getting an opening in the front of my right hip. And then I want you to lift this hip up, up, up. Like, look, I'm lifting with my toe to get this idea. I'm lifting all the way up, bringing my leg all the way along the side as high as I can until it drops the outside of my foot. It takes some butt muscle to do that. It's very difficult, but put your energy there, your focus there. So my foot is on the outside of my hands. Let's take, we're gonna push our knee out so that we are only on the knife's edge of our foot. So we're gonna push here, opening up our hip. My left leg isn't saggy, my left is lifting. So I'm activating my left glute. Nice and strong. Good. Bring your foot back up. We're going to take our left leg, our left heel, and it's going to drop down. It's at an angle. It's about a 45-degree angle. My foot is a bit to the left. If I were imagine my feet are lined up, they'd be lined up like railroad tracks. So they're not perfectly in line. Totally fine. So back foot is planted at an angle, right is straight forward, come all the way up, facing forward, We are in warrior one. I personally find warrior one to be a bit tricky. I have a tendency to want to open my hips to the side, but that's not what's happening. Our hips should be both facing straight on to the front, our front knee. So we're pulling our right hip back. Arms are up. Shoulders down. Left leg, or left glute is nice and engaged as usual. Our supporting glute. Go a little deeper. Find that deeper lunge or quad talking. Very concerned right now your quad is. It's gonna be great though. All right, we're gonna push off with our back leg, and you can kind of launch yourself however you need to, but the slower you go, I think the more controlled you'll be and the more likely you'll do it without crashing. Either way, don't worry about it. But we're gonna go up so we are standing on our right leg alone. So we're gonna kick off, we're gonna be one-legged up onto our right, all the way up. Stay balanced, warrior three. So my back leg straight up, front arms are in front. They could also be kind of in this airplane, wherever. Let's go straight out in front. Balancing, and then drop our hands down, lifting with our left glute. So we're not opening up. It's a smaller lift than you think. We're using our left glute and hamstring to lift this left leg. Drop it behind you. So it's in ready for curtsy, right? So it's, if your front foot is 12 o'clock on the clock, your back foot is about 5, about 4 or 5. And we come up, knees are bent. Come all the way standing, step out, mountain pose, hands up, exhale, bow forward. Let's find that shifting in our hips again, right? Where we like kind of take one straight, the other one bends a little bit. Just shifting left and right, swinging back and forth. Let's go half forward fold. So you can have your hands on your shins. You could have them on the mat. But my interest is actually to be using your back muscles. So if you want to have your hands here in kind of cactus or behind your head, but we're using our back muscles to pull up and engage. Nice and strong. Good. Forward fold. Let's take, you want to hop back, you feel free. If it's not in your practice and you want to walk back, all good. But the hop back is you take a bend in your knees, you kind of push forward, you lean onto your hands, and you kind of lift back. And we're not needing to be in plank, so we can just, the hop can be a little shorter than the plank short. Just to the length to downward dog. Okay. Big inhale. Exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale. Cool. Let's take our left leg back behind us, and then we're opening it up, but straight legs, starry legs. Getting that big stretch. Back to center. And then we're gonna lift it all the way up. Remember, up onto our toes. We're lifting, lifting, lifting. Bring our leg all the way forward onto the outside of our hands. We're lifting with our right leg. So this leg's not slouchy. That's not slouchy. We're lifting it up using our glute, driving through our back heel. Put our left hand onto our left thigh and kind of push it so that we're we have a flexed foot, but we're on the nice edge of our left foot. Nice and strong, guys. Holding firm. Good. Bring your foot back up, plant your hand, and then we're dropping that right heel down, right? So it's at a bit of an angle, but it's out, it's not perfectly in line with our left foot. That's perfectly fine. Okay. And we're gonna come up. Warrior one, other side. And again, the tendency is to have our hips kind of open. We want to bring them so they're both facing forward. If that means we need to widen our stance for balance, find the right depth, back and front, whatever you need to do. There can be a lot of tension in your ankle. Good. Keep breathing. We're going to push off with our right leg shooting up. So we're standing on our left leg and our left leg alone, right? So we push off. And then we're balancing, arms in front. Warrior three. Hips facing both are equally facing the floor. And then drop our right leg at about 7 o'clock on the clock. Keep your bend in your knees and come upright. Curtsy. We're going to shoot up all the way. Step out, mountain. Forward fold. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out. Kali breath. Let's sway right and left. If you were liking that kind of swiveling where we have the straight leg and then the bent leg, whatever it is, just get some nice opening up in your forward fold. Good. Now arms are gonna come to cactus or behind your head, or if that is not good to you, keep them on your shins, on the floor, blocks, wherever it is. We're gonna come to a half fold. Nice and strong. Good. And all the way back down. We're going to plant our hands. I'm going to step back just a bit. Plant your hands, take a little bend in the knees, and either step or hop back. Downward dog. Take our toes and point into the left. Pretty deep bend in our knees. Weight is going to go to our right hand, left hand just stretches out, pulling on our left side body. Good. Plant your hand, rotate your feet, roll forward into plank. Bring your knees down if you need to, or if you'd like to keep them up, we're just gonna lower down nice and slow. Hands under the shoulders. We're gonna bring our shoulders back, peeling up. Cobra. And back down. Roll up again. And back down. Take our arms along our sides. I'm going to skip back just a tad. Arms along our sides. Keep our feet planted down. The tops of our feet are planted down. They're going to want to lift, but just leave them down. And then we're going to lift our head and our shoulders like we're doing cobra, lifting our hands, arms back, locust pose. And back down. Swim your arms forward. Walk them a bit forward, get a nice stretch. Good. Bring them back underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes under. your knees, what I want you to do is do whatever push-up is right for you. So that could be a full push-up, lifting your knees first, then your tummy pushing up. Or it can be knees down, straight back, pushing up. Or if that's not available to you either, you can have your knees down and lift your butt first. Give yourself a little running start on it. Just find your push-up. Yeah. Curl your toes under, push back, downward dog. Let's take our hands a bit wider. Actually, leave them where they are for just a second. So wherever they are is fine, really. Just a nice, strong, stable base. We're gonna take our left leg, hand, and bring it to our right leg. And kind of open to the right side. Ooh, it's balancy, right? We lost the leg on our table. Good, back to center. Right hand to left leg. Back to center. Good. I don't remember where I was going with the wide arms. Oh well, we lost it. No problem. All right, right leg back behind us. Open all the way up. Bent knee, wide open hips, letting that leg hang pretty heavy, but we're pushing pretty firmly through both hands. So you have symmetry in the weight in our hands. And then we're gonna, again, lift this leg up, 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 all the way. Bent knee is gonna come all the way through, plant between our hands. This time we're gonna drop our back heel so it's perpendicular to our front foot. This front heel is in alignment with our back arch. And then we're gonna windmill all the way up. Warrior two. We're sending our left hip kind of back, tucking our right hip under. Right knee goes back. Kind of pancaking our legs together as tight as we can. Let's flip our right palm, shift forward, and then back. I'm flipping my palms as I go, right? So right hand is forward as we go forward, left hand is forward as we go back. One more time, right hand forward. And now this time, let's sweep our hand all the way up and back. Good. Bring your arm back to warrior two. Breathing through the stress on our legs. We're going to flip both hands, straighten our front leg, come up. Inhale, exhale, back down into warrior two. Flip our palms back up. Down, warrior two. One more time, up. Down, warrior two. We're gonna come all the way down, but we're not resting. We're just windmilling our arms down and then go into the back of the mat. Skandasana with our left leg bent, right up. You have your arms caked back behind you. Lifting up, straddling the side of our mat. Plant our hands. There's a kind of a goal you can get to get your hands in line with your feet and your head there as well. It is not available to me, but you feel free to work yourself in that direction. Let's do that shifting here, right? So we're gonna keep our left leg straight and kind of get a little bend in the right, stretching the inside of our leg. Other side, right leg straight, little bend in the left. One more each side. Good. Walk your hands all the way to the front. Turn your feet. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Drop your tail. Your feet are pretty narrow. You can have your big toes touching even if you'd like. And we're shifting our weight back as we lift our chest. Chair pose. The sensation is really that you're so far back that you feel like you could fall on your butt at any moment. And maybe you will. All good. Good. Forward fold. Hands or arms to cactus or behind your head. Half fold. And down. Take a little bend in the knees. Hop back. Downward dog. Take some deep breaths. Calm your mind if it gets busy. We're going to lift our left leg up. Keep lifting it until it's bent, hanging heavy behind us. Both hands rooted down. And then we're going to lift it all the way up. Lift, 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 lift. All the way until it's planted between your hands. Drop our right heel perpendicular to our left. Windmill your arms all the way up. Warrior two. Finding our nice warrior two pose. So right hip pulls back, left tucks under, left knee goes back, right glute is engaged, tummy pulls up. You don't have a big push in your butt out. Your tail's kind of tucked under. Flip your left palm, shift forward, inhale. Reverse your palm flip, come back, exhale. Forward, back, forward. Exhale, swoop your arm up and over. Good, hands back to warrior two. Flip your palms, inhale up. Straighten your front leg. Exhale down. Find some depth in that warrior two. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good. And again, we're not relaxing, but we're going to windmill our arms down and keep going all the way until our back leg is bent. We're on our left heel. Arms can be kicked back if that doesn't feel right to you. You can put your fingertips down. Good. Push up. So we are straddling the side of our mat. Forward fold. You can be kind of pulling yourself so that your hands and your head and your feet are all in line. Good. Let's walk our hands to the front of the mat. I've rotated my feet. I'm going to step forward, dropping my foot, dropping my butt. So my toes are touching or narrow, right? A little space between my knees, so I'm not clenching my knees together. Dropping my butt. Fingertips could still be down if that's where you're at. Then we're going to lift our chest, bring our arms up overhead. Chair pose. Bring your hands to prayer. And we're going to take our right elbow and kind of swoop it up so that our left can tuck over on the side. Twisting in our excruciating chair pose. Good. Bring our right elbow back up, left elbow up, right elbow tucks. Get a nice twist. You don't want your knees. There's a tendency to kind of shoot one knee out. Keep them in line. Your quads are talking. Good. Forward fold. Shake them out. Good. Let's plant our hands. Get a little bend. Hop back or walk back. Downward dog. We take our right leg up behind us and lift it all the way up and forward. So our knees at our face, and we're going to drop our foot so it's perpendicular. Knee down, both knees down. Little pigeon pose. Find whatever depth in the pigeon that feels right for your body. If you're flattened out or resting, come up on your hands like I am. And then reach, we're going to take a bend in our left leg, take our left hand and reach back and find the foot. If you can't find it, sometimes it helps to kind of come out. It's kind of sloppy looking, but you can do it. You can come out, find it, and then re-engage into your mermaider. You're doing a lot of work on those quads, the big stretch. I'm sure you're feeling it. Let's let that leg go. We're gonna kind of fall onto our right hip, letting that left leg bend, right? So we have, what is this, like Z stretch or something like that? So right leg bent in front of us, left leg bends behind us. And then we can kind of walk ourselves back a little bit, continuing that big quad stretch. Good. Come back upright and take your left leg in front of you. I'm just rotating so you can see. Left leg's in front. The right is still bent. Left is now straight. And we're going to take our right hand, come up on our side, kind of up and over us like a rainbow over our head. We are not folding in yet. We're just taking this, our chest is forward and almost up towards the ceiling, side stretch. Left hand reaches towards the foot, toes, ankle, whatever you can get. Good, and then you can roll in, forward fold. You can flex your foot. Come back up, take your left leg, cross it over your right. Right arm goes up overhead and you could lift upright. Big posture, big lift as you turn towards your left and take your right elbow and tuck it around your left quad. We're really lifting as we stretch. So we don't just kind of cave in and get whatever stretch we can. We're lifting, creating space in our spine while we twist it. Good. Unravel. Let's take our feet to butterfly. So our bottoms of our feet together, maybe just your very bottom edge of your feet, the top edge can be open. And you are at whatever depth you can maintain good posture. So I am not having my feet here and tucking in and pulling them in. So if that means your feet are here for your butterfly, like 2 feet out from your root, cool. Wherever, whatever depth you can hold this strong posture. Shoulders back and away from your ears. Chest lifted, but at the same time your tummy pulls in. So I don't mean chest lifted and kind of bowing your back. We still suck in and keep a straight back. Top of our head lifts. If you can find relaxation in your hips, maybe kind of come out and down, or even in your little, you do a little butterfly. Kind of coming in and out of stretches can help find some ease in them. Different people's bodies, they're just different. I mean, I have things I haven't been able to do even when I was 7. You know, like I've never been able to do the Hanuman, the splits. I mean, I'm sure if I put hours upon hours into it, I could probably make it happen, but my body, it's just not natural to it. Versus some of these, right, my body likes, even though some people's body doesn't. So don't be judging yourself. All right. We're gonna unravel. I've been rotating about. I have no idea which way you're facing, so we're just gonna come back onto our mats, plant our hands, curl our toes, push back, downward dog. Left leg's gonna come up behind us, and we're gonna lift it, lift it, lift it, knee to the face, all the way up until our foot plants about as much perpendicular as we can to our back leg. If it's not, that's okay. Find a nice, as easy as possible place you can in your pigeon. You might notice that your sides are different flexibility-wise. It is indeed true. Different flexibilities, different strengths, different even lengths. You're not perfectly symmetrical. If you aren't, walk up onto your hands, bend your right leg, reach back, find it. If you gotta kind of come out and look back to find it, that's fine. Okay, drop that back leg. Fall to your left hip, letting your right leg bend. And you're gonna walk back to whatever depth feels good to you, keeping your knees down to the mat. You don't want a big lift here, right? Keeping them down, getting a big stretch in your quad. All right, walk yourselves up. Take your right leg and straighten it out. Left leg stays tucked in. Left arm is gonna come up and over your head like a rainbow, keeping your chest opening up to the ceiling. And then roll down all the way so you're facing your knee, flexing your foot. And come upright, take your right leg, cross it over your left. Left arm shoots up to the sky, and then we lift as we twist, tucking our left elbow over our right quad, lifting as we twist, being spacious in our twisting. Good. Unravel. This time we're going to do fire log pose instead of butterfly. So in fire log, you have your shins stacked on top of each other. This might look like this. And you should, if it is, grab a pillow or a block or something to put under it so you can find some rest. You don't want to be holding it up the whole time. The stretch is going to come more when you can find some relaxation in that hip. So I have my right leg stacked on top right now. Just notice which one you have. I believe this is correct. But let's take our hands, clasp them behind our back, and we're going to pull our arms back, straightening our arms, kind of opening our chest up, opening our sternum. Let go of your hands. If it's available to you, you can kind of walk yourself forward a bit. Okay, come up, switch your legs. Stacking your shins. Noticing that your body is most certainly different on each side. We're going to clasp our hands behind our back, but do the funny grip. So whatever one feels kind of wonky, find that one. Pull your chest, your arms back so that your chest opens. Release your hands, walk it forward if that's where you're at. Good. I want to do one more thing. I'm not sure if it was my body, the way I feel it, which is my quads tend to be a bit dominant. I don't know if y'all were feeling your glutes working. I didn't feel mine working very much in this class. So I want to do just a little bit of glute work. So that is where it's a little bit out of order, but I was just thinking about it that was super quad dominant, and I'd like to get some backside activation. So let's go. We're in this kind of like, you know, sexy lady pose, right? So our knees are a bit in front of our body, kind of in line with my hand, I guess, right? And then we are going to have our hand, I have my hand here on my hip, and we're gonna lift our hips and open our knee, and then come back down. So now that you have felt that, if you need to adjust in a little bit, give yourself a little extra leverage, or something felt out of alignment, feel free to. You want your elbow right below your shoulder. And we're gonna lift and down. And we're just gonna do some repetitions of this. So maybe, let's see what 5 feels like, huh? So that's 3. I think we're gonna do 10 is really what we're gonna do. 4, clenching your butt. 5, also feeling your 6, your obliques. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Roll onto your backs. Take your feet in your hands, happy baby. Get a nice relaxation in your lower back. Let's go feet up. We're gonna lift our chest and do little pulses, hands up to our feet. Make sure you're breathing. I know that gets forgotten about in abs. You're really lifting through your chest, not your head. Good. Bring your feet down, bring your head down. Rotate to the other side. I'm gonna rotate so you can see me. So I have my elbow under my shoulder, hand flat onto the mat. Knees are, in front of me so they're in line with my hand. Right hand is up on my hip. And we're gonna lift up, opening up and down. We're gonna do 10. I'm at 6. I don't know what you're at. I think I have 2 more. Good. Lay on your back. Bring your feet up. Hands in your feet. Child's happy baby, I mean. Put a little butt workout, yeah? Maybe bring your feet together. Elbows can push against your knees. And get this kind of supine butterfly. right, guys. Why don't you let your butterfly just fall all the way down so we have our feet together, our knees out. I have my hands on my tummy like a diamond. Just settle down. Give yourselves a moment of quiet. If the butterfly is irritating to you, then please straighten your legs out in regular Shavasana. Shavasana should not be irritating, should not be frustrating. So you should be in a place that feels, easy. Place where you can relax your mind. Let your breath be natural. You might take a few heavy breaths at the beginning as you kind of settle in, but then just let it be. Let everything be. Let your face be, your eyeballs, your tongue. Let everything just get heavy. And that kind of molasses we talked about, just let your body sink and be super heavy and molassesy itself. Bring your knees back together if they're still down in butterfly. Take a deep breath. Your chest expanding, your back and expanding down to the floor. And then just find yourself to a seat. So if that means you roll over onto your side first and push up, or you're just like a slingshotter, whatever it is, you find yourself up on a seat, or stay laying. You know, you're not in the gym right now. You're at home. Take a nap. Whatever you want. 'Tis life. All right, guys. Thank you so very much, and I look forward to seeing y'all very soon. Namaste.